All righty.
Hello, hello.
Howdy.
Howdy, how are you? It's Carlos,
Uh,
right? My Zoom's not even up, but it sounds like Carlos to me.
Yeah, that's me. How you doing?
Awesome. I'm good. I'm excited about today. I think we're gonna have fun. How are you? You just said you were
Excellent.
good. I just asked you that.
Hey, it's okay.
My brain's
Absolutely.
jellied, but I'm excited. I'm good. Oh, I don't want to do
Josen
that.
here.
Josen, how are you, sir?
Good, good. Thanks.
Good, good. I see Jesse and Bruce. How are you
What's going
guys?
on?
What's going
You
on? Good
know,
stuff
Pretty good.
today.
smashing my head against the wall. No, a little bit of a curve, with the affiliate links, not working. I understand there's some things going on and high level and everything's being directed to high level. Maybe you guys can talk a little bit about that. But looking at this high level, wow. All the tools that we've been kind of talking about, like Radar and some of the other ones, all combined into one tool. This is some pretty good stuff. Your website, your landing pages, your squeeze pages, texting. Uh, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, and I don't know, when you get on new tasks like this to kind of restructure, you get that procrastination trying to restructure thing going on. But
Yes.
it's pretty cool, man.
Well, Bruce, this is Josen. I'm a longtime high level guy, and it is all cool, but it, some stuff doesn't work right. Some stuff's
Right, right,
clunky.
right.
So,
Yeah,
just to set your expectation,
yeah.
in theory, it's all fantastic, but in application, some things aren't as good as others. Yeah, hopefully, I'm
Out of,
not
out of curiosity,
discouraging
out of
anybody.
curiosity, what's not what's one thing that's kind of clunky?
Uh, the interface is a bit clunky. They change things around all the time, although that's stabilized quite a bit. Automations don't always work when they're supposed to work. Their page builder tool is very kind of low tech in my opinion. We can't, you're very limited what you can do. Their forms tool very limited in what you can do. So I'm a web developer, so I come from things, you know,
Right,
from a
very
different
high level.
perspective. Yeah, much higher
Yeah.
level. Yeah, yeah, no pun intended. It's good. It's not amazing, but it is really good. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to put my comment out there.
No,
Hey,
and
Joe.
that's great. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Joseph, is it better than ClickFunnels?
Oh yeah, way better than ClickFunnels. Yes, and
Okay.
it's so much more powerful. To Bruce's point, much more powerful than ClickFunnels in terms of all the things that you can do. So yes, I mean the whole texting platform's fantastic. Although you got to jump through hoops with getting approved for that and all kinds of things. And I'm sure Ryan, you would agree, high levels come a long ways, even in the last 12 months and 24 months. It's been amazing how much better it's gotten. So.
For sure.
I had I had two Zoom calls and oh man, my head's like ooh this morning. But anyway,
Ryan, are
Overloaded.
you going to be able to help us? Ryan, are you going to be able to help us kind of get on the right path with this change that's taken place and what you guys are doing? And is that something we can do today?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So,
Okay.
just before, let's address that before we jump into things. Because we'll see how today works out. I'm excited. I think today will be fun because we were going to cover Chat GPT, which is going to be, just for reference sake, more workshoppy, if that's a word. I don't think it is, but I'm going to make it up. The way that, so, just the preface, and then I'll address the first question. The way that I tend to do Chat GPT is, there probably is a proper structure where you could like go through it, but I tend to be reactive with ChatGPT. So I kind of start out with what I want, with some basic structure, and then I see what I get, and then I adapt it. So when I say workshoppy, it means we just kind of like make it up as we go along here. So for those of you, we're going to do it from the email perspective because obviously we're going to need to write emails for sequences in high level, for broadcasts, just to send out to people if you're going to send out emails. So
Yeah.
for those of you who just want to when it's all said and done, we should have a decent prompt. So for those of you who just don't care to learn ChatGPT and just want it to work, you'll have the prompt at the end. If we don't finish it in class, then I'll just refine it a little afterwards and give it away. Otherwise, for those of you who do want to learn ChatGPT, hopefully it'll be helpful to kind of understand the concept of a way to approach it. I would never say that my way is the right way. I think the thing about AI is that there's about 4 million different ways to approach things, kind of like human beings approach things in many, many, many different ways and many, many different opinions. So I'm just going to show you a way. Now, to address your first question and to address, I think it was Bruce that said stuff with the links, and then Josen where you said where we're going. I'm going to see if I can throw. So I sent out an email. Some of you probably got it. Obviously, by what you're asking, some of you definitely didn't. I'm going to see how many people I can throw a curveball to here. I know Lori knows because I've been talking to her. And so basically, I'm just going to level with you here and just be completely honest here. I got nothing to hide. And hopefully this makes sense. So Chase and I, short version, we come from a historic background of so I started with YouTube and automation software, like making videos for automation software 14 years ago on YouTube. I worked at AT&T for a decade, fine, did sales and whatever, didn't really like it. I got into automation and I was able to leave AT&T and do that full time. And so I've been in and out of all kinds of things along the way with automation. I just love automation. I love AI. I love utilizing that sort of stuff from the standpoint of driving leads and driving traffic. That's what I'm really good at, is just like getting people to places, getting eyeballs on things and that sort of thing. Whether that has been from owning an SEO company with a bunch of partners to other things, it's all about bringing in traffic. Hasn't been from paid ads. It's all been pretty much inbound marketing. So attracting people to you, just like we're doing with the videos. You put them out there, people see them, they come to you. Not that paid ads are wrong. I just didn't go down that route. I've only experimented a little. Chase has been the same. He had a different path, but it's all been about driving traffic. So we're really good at driving traffic to places, and that means getting it there, just like we're doing with the videos to get it there. So what we have been historically less good at, and we should have made the switch a long time ago, but we were just trying to figure it out, and that is selling things, right? So making a sales page, while I have come great links on it, I'm still not as good as other people get to it naturally. I don't enjoy trying to sell things as much, even though I worked at AT&T for a decade. I don't and did sales. I don't really love sales like some people do. I don't love dealing with some of the things that come with that and the problems that you have to deal with along the way. And I hate dealing with chargebacks, for example, because when you collect money, you've always got to deal with payments. And so to wrap this up without rambling on, so there's some certain aspects there that of selling your own products that I really just don't like, and that we're not as good at, and that are often distracting from what we're really good at. So we this week shut down new sales of all products. That means we're not selling Shinify anymore. We're not selling, at least for the time being, we're not selling the boot camp anymore. We're not selling anything. Nothing is for sale. You can still get Shinify if you have it. You can use it. You can keep it. We do have a private access available for Shinify for the bootcamp members, which Shauna already posted. So if you're not signed up for Shinify, you still can sign up for it and use it because it's part of this process that we're teaching, but we're not actively trying to sell it to new people. Instead, what we decided to do was find some strategic partnerships that are really, really good at selling, because if you go look at the stats, most people are either really good at the deliverable or they're really good at selling, right? And then inside of the sales and marketing window, there's marketing, which is kind of like bringing the leads, and there's sales, which is closing the leads. And it's kind of a fine line, but there are other people out there that really get a lot of energy and are really, really good at selling things. And we are not. We are just historically not. We sell stuff, but we're not good at it like other people are. We know people that have way less traffic and make way more money because they're good at selling things. And so what we decided to do was try to combine our efforts with driving traffic, which we're great at, and then partner with some people that are really good with selling stuff, which is essentially, if you want to think about it like this, being an affiliate marketing. So we are testing out only selling affiliates. It may not necessarily work just like being an affiliate. we may do some more partnership stuff specifically, but same concept as if you were being an affiliate. And that's where we started at the moment. For example, with High Level, just to test it out, because High Level right now has Frank Kern creating a podcast. And so that's why you see so much stuff being promoted right now. We're testing it out. So a lot of you in here have said that some of you want to do your own products and services, and that's fine. You want clients. That's still a great option. I've had clients. Chase has had clients. I don't know if Chase still does have clients. I don't have clients anymore. And a lot of you are doing affiliate products, and that's fine as well. As far as if you want to sell Shineify and that sort of stuff, I know some of you were. It's not for sale anymore. So if you send traffic there, it's not going to work. So as we've talked, having the redirect links, now is the time to just take your redirect links and just point them at something else to sell. If you don't know what's to sell, we can talk about that. I'm sure that there's probably lots of questions, as I've said this, that are popping up. Nothing's wrong. We still intend to continue to develop Shineify. We kept the developers on board. We intend to continue to use the tool, to build the tool. And so everything's being built on the back end. And who knows, maybe someday we'll decide to sell a product. We already have tons of people asking us to teach them how to do other things. So boot camps are clearly something that people enjoy. But for the moment, basically, we're just trying to see if we can triple down on driving traffic and find some partnerships that are really good at selling. And so what is this boot camp about? It's about, if you look at it and we go back to the diagram, 100% of everything that we've learned in this boot camp, from the level 1 stuff to the CRM stuff to the social stuff, is all about driving traffic, because that's where most businesses really struggle. That's where people, they can't get leads to, they can't get people eyeballs to their stuff. If they get them there, most businesses can sell them and close them, but they can't get them there. So they wind up spending money on ads or doing other things. And that's where a lot of people struggle. And so what you guys have learned along the way here is making videos and, attracting those people and getting the leads to them. And if you want to sell an affiliate product, obviously the affiliate product can close it. If you have your own products or services, then you can close it, or you can, like I talked to a gentleman just yesterday on a coaching call, and he doesn't have time. He's working a job, so he doesn't have time to fulfill stuff and sell it. So he's just bringing in the leads and then partner with somebody else who's fulfilling it. So basically, I don't really know if that made sense. But at the end of the day, we've talked about doubling down on things. And if you study psychology and the world and listen to people like Tony Robbins or the rest, basically there's 4 levels of life, and there's poor, good, excellent, and extraordinary. And extraordinary is where all the rewards are. If you look at all the people at the top, the celebrities, people who are making all the money, people who are happy in life, extraordinary can be different things. You might just want to be really happy in life and have just enough money to pay the bills and be happy. That's fine. But extraordinary is where all the results are. And so we've found that just basically by selling things, it creates a distraction for us and prevents us from getting to extraordinary at driving traffic. And so as we continue to dive deeper into that, like buying the Facebook pages. So now we're not selling and putting effort there. Like I'm putting a ton of effort right now on trying to figure out how to accelerate buying Facebook pages, how to accelerate growing Facebook pages, so that I can bring that back and say, hey, listen, guys, if you do this to the Facebook page, then it just explodes the traffic. So Josen, you asked the question. So I'm going to ask, does that make sense that doubling
Yes.
down on... Go ahead.
Well, so the thing where you say we're looking for partnerships, is that partnerships to sell like Shineify? Like, clarify what your ideal partner looks like in the scenario you've got in your head.
Yeah, so we're not really looking. We have more than enough available partnerships. So we're not looking for them. We're just trying to test and see what will work well for us. So for example, we're not trying to sell Shineify right now. Shineify was a great tool, and it came about a year ago. We had boot camps, and even then creating video was the way to do it. But AI was like just out, and AI video creation wasn't really a thing. And so we were teaching a boot camp where and everybody was like following along in this boot camp, and everybody's getting success up to the point where we said, hey, listen, Josen, all right, now you need to make the videos. So you point the camera at your face and you start talking. And then people just quit. They wouldn't. It's a struggle to make videos. I don't know if you've done it. Whoever's in here done it. I hate making short form videos and pointing the phone at my face. Long form, I'm good at.
Right.
Short form, I just hate. And so we were like, well, what can we do to help people? And so that's what Shineify came from, to build it. So it was only a tool ever built out of necessity. And we're like, well, if we've got to build it, we got to sell it because we got to pay the developers and everything else. And so at this point, we just privatized the tool. And so all of you guys can continue to use it. And we're going to continue to use it, but we're not like actively trying to sell anything of our own right now. We want to do, for example, like right now, High Level has, how many people in here know who Frank Kern is? Like, Josen, do you know who Frank Kern is? Like, you're familiar with like Pitchman
Yes.
and
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes.
yeah. So you may have mixed feelings
So then-
about
so
Frank
then-
Kern.
Well, sorry to
No,
interrupt. So then your strategy going forward is to use Shineify and whatever other methods to promote other people's products and generate a revenue stream by affiliate income, sounds like. Like Ryan
Basic.
and Chase, that's the strategy for you guys right now.
Correct. For the strategy for us right
Okay.
now is, yes, it's that, which is exactly what the whole boot camp. Our strategy is to do exactly what we've been teaching in this boot camp, but rather than sell our stuff, maybe be
Yep.
an affiliate of
Yep.
other people, or maybe just go directly to the company and say, hey, listen, can we do a little bit different structure than like an affiliate? But essentially at the end of the day, it would be like an affiliate either way.
Yeah. Which, just by the way, just for everybody's benefit, I've been diving a lot into short form videos, like for TikTok, when their affiliate program and different things, and people are just crushing it with this model. So, and brands are reaching out to folks to, form relationships to create, deals with people who do short form AI, short form, traditional. So the space is huge. So it's the right thing to be doing.
Yeah. And we're just doing the same thing that we've been doing and the same thing that we're teaching here, but we're removing the distraction of trying to sell and maintain or sell a tool and sell this and go down that route, and just putting all the effort on 100% of what like we're doing here. Because how many people in here, last I checked, give me a 1 if you want to sell somebody else's product. Like that means affiliate, whether you want a white label or somebody else fulfills it. And give me a 2, like if you're like, I have a company and, I want to sell SEO. I'm going to get the leads. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to deliver it. I'm doing everything. So Josen, you have, both going on. Bruce has both going on. Gus has both going on. A lot of people just want to sell other people's stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, the concept's the same either way. If you want to sell other people's stuff, previously we were telling you, do all this stuff to get it and sell other people's stuff. And we were doing the same thing and then also trying to sell our stuff on top of it. And that didn't make sense. So now we're doing exactly 100% of what I'm like teaching in here. And we're only doing that. Whereas, Gus and Bruce and Josen, if you have your own stuff, the process is still the same, but you understand that if you have your own products, well, Josen, for example, you have both. Can you just tell us, because I could tell you, but it doesn't do any good to listen to me as much all the time. So tell us a downside to having your own product and service to try to have to deal with everything. So is there any downsides that you can say? We lost you.
He's on the beach.
He's right. He's on the beach.
He's in the car right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah, probably.
No, my internet's. Sorry. Hey, can you hear me now? Sorry about that. What was the question?
yeah.
Yeah. The question is, so there's upsides and there's downsides to selling your own products, because you, Bruce, and Gus said, and maybe others, have your own products to sell. And so obviously the upside is you aren't splitting the money. You keep 100% of the money, and that sort of thing. But tell us, are there any downsides to having your own products?
Oh, there's a
having to
million
deal with it all.
downsides. Yeah. There's a million downsides. Of course, fulfillment. I don't care what you're doing. Fulfillment is the challenge generally. And then customer service. Yeah. Like Richard's saying. So yeah, absolutely. I think all of us, if we could find the affiliate deals that pay every month and they're strong, I would do that 100%. I'd forget the client work altogether.
Yeah, and so that's what it is. This is a test. We're investing some time, some money, some effort to see if we can find the deals that are really good and, skip all of the skip everything Richard says, like the fulfillment, the customer service, the returns. Yeah, and so that's like, you guys are all reasonable in here, but you wouldn't believe like the people that are just unreasonable, and then you just spend tons of time and they really, they buy, they're unreasonable, so you waste a bunch of time on customer service, and then they just create a chargeback. And so all they've done is you've lost money and you've lost time, and it's just I'm not as good at that. So there are companies that are awesome at it. They're really good at dealing with, they have entire teams to deal with, the chargebacks. They have entire teams to deal with customer service. They have entire teams to deal with the sales. They have everything in place. So our thought was, well, why not try out and see if we can avoid doing that? Because we've always done that. But why if we can avoid all those challenges and just go in? So Gus says, after years of trying to sell my own stuff, it's easier to sell someone else's product already made, and they're doing the email marketing and customer service. And Jack says, which is exactly true, Gus. Jack says, isn't that why the affiliate platforms have returner blacklists? Yeah, could very well be why they have a returner blacklist. Yeah, I mean, I have created my own blacklist in the past and like fired customers that were just problematic over and over again.
So
Okay.
let me ask you one more thing,
Trump.
Ryan. I'll quit. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I
Well,
said
just
he
one more
sounded- he just
question.
sounded like Trump.
Oh, yeah. So on the Facebook page, all those things right now, is that all like what's the offer on the Facebook page from on the Shineify page? Like what's that promoting now? Is that the GHL thing? Is that because I've put in, I've never gotten a link or anything for that. I'm just trying to figure out what that's all about now.
I think I understand the question. And the answer is, if I understand the question, we are promoting high level at the moment, right? So a few days ago, we looked at it, and when in looking through partnerships, we have a lot of different options. We know some people personally. There are different companies out there, but for those of you love him or hate him, Frank Kern is really good at selling stuff, right? He's one of the two, I think him and I forget the other guy, he's already passed away, but they were called the Pitchmen. And so you saw him on TV and that sort of stuff. But Frank Kern is just really good at understanding the psychology of selling to people. And again, I'm just leveling with you here. And so statistically, when he does something, it converts well. And so obviously conversions is getting paid. So high level right now is running this promotion until the 15th. They're doing the 5-day AI challenge. I'm sure you've all seen it. Frank Kern is involved in creating that. And then there's other people too, but Frank Kern is going to be doing a webinar, and they're going to be doing a pitch on selling whatever it is. I don't even know exactly what all they're selling in there. I'm sure there's stuff that they haven't even told us about. But so the test is, can Frank Kern convert for us? Can Frank Kern convert for you? Because you guys can sell it too if you want. And then that's why you see everything going to like that AI 5-day challenge right now, because it's kind of cool. They're going to go through and they're going to create a 5-day challenge. They're going to provide a ton of resources for free. They're going to provide free trials of a bunch of stuff. And they're going to try to really help people get their first sale as part of it. And so if you drive someone to there and they're able to get a sale, if you can help someone sell something, then they're going to stick with it, right? And so they're going to continue to pay you if you can help someone else sell something. And so high level through this process of whatever all is involved through the 5-day challenge, because I haven't seen the 5-day challenge yet, they're going to work really hard to help customers make money and then stick with them, right? So it's kind of a win for everybody, which really makes it great. But like you guys could literally right now, all of your redirect domains, don't get stuck up in the fact that you made a video and the domain is currently pointing to Shineify or currently pointing to to like a Scary Toolbox checklist resource or whatever, what you could do is just go in there, and I would encourage you, if you want to, do like the AI 5-day challenge with Frank Kern, or fill in the blank, pick any product you want, redirect all your traffic to it. Now, most of the stuff, if you were promoting Shinify, it's an AI tool. If you've been promoting anything we sold or anything else in the AI automation space, you're already having traffic interested in that. If you were, so I think Richard was doing like commercial real estate, for example. If you were doing commercial real estate, it doesn't really matter. Just keep doing what you're doing, right? If you were doing, how to, something about like food or whatever niche, that's fine. Just keep going. It doesn't really affect you. But if you were promoting any of our stuff or anything else in that space, it's all AI. And so this is AI too. So I would literally if you want to do this, just redirect all of your redirect domains and your traffic. Just keep going. I mean, if you want to adjust your video creation strategy to talk about it, fine, but you can keep going. It's all related, and just redirect it all there too and see if you guys can make some sales. If you want to pivot to a different product, that's fine. There's lots of AI products, but don't be afraid to redirect your traffic. Even if you mentioned like Shinify as an AI tool, redirect it to another AI tool and sell that. I mean, that's literally what we're doing. Shinify redirects now to the AI 5-day challenge. You can still get to Shinify, but if you go to the homepage as a new customer, does that make sense? So if we're thoroughly confused, give me a 2.
Yep.
If we're kind of on the same
Yep.
page, give me a 1 or say yes, whatever.
I have a question about what you just said.
Sure. What you got, Laurie?
What exactly are you selling? I'm so confused right now. Is it high level, or within high level, there's other products that they're helping you sell? In that
Right.
5 days?
So I'm not sure.
Okay. That was one of my questions. I didn't know if there were Shinify products within that AI challenge, or was it
There's
just
not.
Okay, there isn't.
Our
Okay.
products aren't inside the 5-day challenge at all. There's nothing. We're giving away some free resources as part of it, because usually when you do stuff, if you want to make more sales, you can give away resources. We have some free training coming and this and that, rather, right? So we're going to give away some stuff, but nothing of ours, Shinify, nothing is in there. Now, Frank Kern and High Level designed the 5-day challenge. It's not ours at all. So we went and partnered up with them. I don't even know what all is going to be sold or given away inside the 5-day challenge. I know they promised a lot of great resources and a lot of free training and a lot of help. And so I'm sure all of that's coming. I'm pretty sure, obviously, they're selling, since High Level's part of it, they're selling High Level, obviously. There's probably other stuff that's going to be for sale during that process, but I haven't seen it all yet. They haven't disclosed everything, and maybe I just haven't dug deep enough. But from what I did see and what we did find out, it just looked like a good fit. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. And are there other Shinify products within that? Like, for example, this boot camp involved us purchasing Shinify, and I know a lot of the Shinify products are going away, but if we sign up for the AI challenge, the 5-day, are there other products of Shinify that we should get now before it goes away?
No, not really. I mean, the core products is like understanding the concepts here that we're talking about, like how to create the videos, put it all in the CRM if you want to, integrate with like something like ManyChat, for example, to do the social and that sort of stuff. None of that, like the third-party tools like Radar and ManyChat, those are different companies. They're not going away. That's their whole company premise. Shinify just makes the videos, and then we're teaching you the education of the boot camp. So that's really it. That's literally all we're using. Everything we're teaching in the boot camp. And then
do you think it'd be
Shinify
helpful
itself.
to get the Do For You AI lead gen for the AI challenge? Because I know that's going away too.
I mean, you're talking about contact, like GSA and contact forms and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
So we're exploring ways to use that for the 5-day challenge ourselves. We have a bunch of tests in the process right now and that sort of stuff, but I don't have a really solid system that I could say, here's exactly what to do. There's definitely value there, but there's a bunch of on the AI, I think it's called the AI Millionaire Checklist, whatever. It's like all of our courses prior to this boot camp, it's all available for free. So all of that knowledge and how to, like, you can build it yourself. We had an entire boot camp. Fortune Bots was built. I think it was Fortune Bots. Was that whole premise of like how to use contact forms and how to set it up, like step by step. I taught how to do absolutely everything with it. So you can go get it. The DFY is just like us doing it, the setup for you, and then you running it. But if you wait like 3 months, I mean, that training's still going to be there. You can still see how to set it up yourself. Or you could just, say, hey, here's somebody on Fiverr or whatever. Here's like $100. Here's the videos on how to do it. Build it for me. Just set up the VPS for me and then I'll run it. So it's all already available for free. All of our other knowledge and courses are available for free right now. So there's not, I mean, that's up to you. If you want to get that set up, you could, but that's not something that I have like a great plan for you for, because I'm still fleshing out how we would use it for ourselves for this particular aspect.
Thank you,
If that
Ryan.
makes sense. Yeah,
it.
absolutely. I think Jack has a question. Hang on, my Zoom's being weird. Yeah, is that Jack? What you got for us?
Yeah, my question is on the same lines. Can we still buy the DFY lead setup?
The short
Can you
answer
hear
is
me?
at this exact.
Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I just can't hear myself.
Okay. At this exact second, it's not for sale. If you wanted it, I can look at, turning it back on just for the people in the boot camp. If you wanted to do that, like I said, if you want to build it yourself, the DFY setup doesn't contain anything that we haven't already taught that isn't already available at this point for free. So you could build it yourself, but if you want the actual process of us setting it up for you so that you don't have to, it's not available at the moment. But I mean, I could probably I have to go in there and mess with some stuff and like turn it back on and stuff. But we could probably, oh, I misspoke. Shona says that at this exact moment, it is still on. We did not turn off the DFY setup. I think we forgot to actually. So if you want to get it, so to answer your question, Lori and Jack, if you want to get it, you can. It's not part of this current boot camp that we're talking about. And I'm still trying to figure out how to use that exact thing for this exact new process. But yeah, it's still available if you want it. Just sound like my phone.
I've been through the videos on it and looked at it, and I guess what I'm trying to what I've been trying to suss out for myself is what types of products would sell for that, would sell through that method. I understand the method.
Okay.
B2B sounds more like business to business. I was gonna say business rather than business to consumer.
Correct. I've tried to sell business to consumer,
which would be high level, I guess.
Yeah, so high level, but definitely a business product. If you want to sell that, but also don't get stuck on high level being the only option. It just was appropriate right now because it has the AI challenge and they're giving you a bunch of free resource and blah blah blah. Right? There's lots of great products out there.
We can sell ClickFunnels too.
Sure, ClickFunnels is very good historically at having a lot of education piece to it. Having the software and having those types of components that make a really good offer as well. There's a lot actually out there. It's more about
I guess
to not sell.
In one respect, that's why I've been interested in the methodology to create GPT prompts so that I can pick a product and then figure out how to develop a GPT prompt to get videos and also to get emails. And I'll wait until we get to that, hopefully.
Yeah, so actually, I'm going to let Josen ask his question, then we're going to get off of this topic for now and jump into the ChatGPT. Also, if you're new here and you're not sure what's going on, you are in the right place because I do see some new people. We kind of took a curveball today, but stick with us. And as you watch the replays, it'll make sense. But yeah, so we're going to jump into ChatGPT. I did already have there's like an 11-page ChatGPT prompt, Jack, in the members area that makes the scary or the top 5 website videos format. But obviously you could make any format you want as well. Also, if you plug an idea into Shinify, if you're using Shinify, it will, you may have to give it some specific instructions depending on your desired output, but it will actually come up with ideas for you too. But yes, we're going to jump into that in a second.
I've seen the 11-page GPT prompts and I've used it, but what I don't fully grasp is how to develop that I pick a product I want to sell. And as you said, GPT is wide open, and it's like, what's the methodology you go through to prompt so that we can pick any product and go through a similar methodology to develop a prompt that works for that product?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, so that's a loaded question. So there's a lot there between email and stuff. I don't think we'll get through email and video all today, but if that's something we want to talk about, we can dive deeper into that. So today's about email, so let's jump into that. But I think that'll leave some clues for the video as well, because it's more like the same structure, really. So yeah, let's do that in a minute. Josen, what question do you have? And then let's jump into ChatGPT here.
Thank you. So for the benefit of everybody, Ryan, tell us, we've got a couple more weeks, I don't know, 2-3 more weeks of the boot camp. So we're going to continue learning how to use the tool, Shinify, ChatGPT, that sort of thing. And then the boot camp's over, and then we're done. We're all on our own at that point until you guys create another boot camp, or this is like the best core group I've ever been a part of learning stuff. And it's really important to me, and I think probably others too. What's our future right now with this group and going forward with these strategies?
Sure. That's a great question. The long-term answer is I don't know. The short-term answer is that yes, this boot camp ends. We're going to continue to learn. When this boot camp ends, what's not going away is the private Discord group will still be there, and we can still get on there and talk and that sort of stuff. Also, I would encourage anybody, as a general rule, to begin to form. So people are the ROI. I would encourage anybody in here, if you're interested, you can form your own groups. You could get on a private Facebook group or an instant messenger chat, or you can get on, you can do Zoom calls between yourselves, and you could have accountability partners. I've seen that happen out of groups before, where some people get together and be like, hey, listen, we're going to jump on a call once a week, and we're going to hold each other accountable. Because that's part of it, whether it's accountability, it's checking in, it's overcoming obstacles, all those things. So everybody can help each other. So, you could totally form your own stuff as well, but the existing stuff, like the Discord group's going to be there as well. Just, what often happens, Josen, is people, once a boot camp is over, for a while, it's cohesive, and then people tend to not. Life happens, and so people tend to stop going into Discord.
Sure.
People tend to stop doing that, which is why I would say I've had people. So I already have accountability partner, but I've had other people hey, listen, I got an accountability partner, and they do calls every day. And maybe that's not your thing. I do calls every day, but maybe that's not your thing. Maybe it's once a week, right? Or twice a week, where you say, I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to call you and be like, look, all right, Bruce, are you doing it? Josen, are you doing it? Jesse, are you doing it? Right. And here's the thing, right? And so if James is getting on and being like, Jesse, are you doing it? Then Jesse knows, because I face the same thing with, all right, I got this call with James in 2 days. I got to get this done. Oh, the call with James is tomorrow. Call with James is today. All right, I've got to get this done. And you get it done, whereas you might not. And that's just a simple strategy of, the Marines do that, actually. In the Marines and in the SEALs specifically, they figured out that when you go look at Navy SEALs, for example, my uncle was a Navy SEAL, and there isn't a particular strategy of you might have a person who's a thin person, you might have a person who's got tons of muscle, you might have a person who's really tall, you might have a person who's really short. Those aren't the things that define a Navy SEAL. For example, one of the things that they test is how far you're willing to go for yourself, the people more so the people around you and for the seals itself, as well as the thing that comes out in the training and as they push you is that you will do more for your partner than you will do for yourself. And so Jesse will do more for James if James is going to get on a call with him than Jesse will do for himself. And that's true for me and everyone else in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's
And
not
then we
always
wait
easy,
for
but-
your next, and then we'll wait for your next boot camp announcement with bated breath. That too.
Yeah, I mean, if we do another boot camp, there's going to be some. I already know there's going to be some wide open free live events where we're just going to get on and everything's live, and so there'll be all of you can come and the rest of the world can come too. So those would be things that you could jump into. If we do another boot camp, we can do that. And then I would encourage you too, if you have a particular if you're driven and you want to pick out somebody in the group or 3 or 4 and kind of create your own weekly thing, you can do that too. But for our standpoint, I don't know where that's going to fall exactly. We're still figuring that out.
Very good. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.
You bet. Absolutely, Joseph. Yeah. So some questions in chat. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's jump into Chat GPT here and actually, whoa, Zoom flaked on me. And actually do this. So, was it Jack? I think it was Jack. Yeah, it was Jack. I lost track of what we were talking about there. I think it was Jack said about emails and videos. And in the past, several of you have expressed interest in like emails, obviously. And if we write emails for sequences or we write emails for broadcast meaning like a one-off email, like I want to go in right now and say, hey, listen, we had a really great class today. We talked about, this and that and the other and Chat GPT, and I write an email and send it out to a bunch of people. That's right now. Sequence, obviously, meaning I create a 7-day sequence so that somebody comes in and I'm trying to sell them whatever it is. So like if Josen has his product, I'm going to pretend Josen's selling SEO, whatever it is. We're going to pretend that that's true. So Josen's selling SEO for 7 days, or maybe Carlos is selling, Google Analytics services for 7 days, whatever. That's a sequence where it's like all automatic. But either way, it's email, right? So I'm going to do this real quick. Here, let me share my screen before I get off on something you can't see. Yes. All right. No, that's not right. Hang on. What had just happened? All right. Can you guys see my screen? Somebody can give me a 1 or pop on and say yes. Let's rearrange Zoom here. All right, sweet. So you can see okay, great. You guys can see my screen. Get my Zoom windows out of the way here. Great, and bring this in. All right, so sometimes ChatGPT comes across as just kind of, let's make this a little bigger, fairly inherent for me. Like I just sort of, it comes to me, and other times like I do like actual studying. So this particular video, I'm going to drop this in chat right now. This was interesting for me. I learned some basic structure stuff from ChatGPT here, and you can see on the I don't want to confuse you, and you don't have to do this, but there's 6 things that this person talks about: the persona, the context, the task, the format, the exemplar, and the tone that you can give ChatGPT and kind of like an understanding. It's like 8 minutes. If you want to do some after class background study, you can do that. But we're going to talk about it anyways. But if we want to write an email and somebody here, we were talking about high level. Let's just pretend that we're trying to sell high level, right? Just for sake of anything. It doesn't matter. Like you said, Jack, you can pick your product, whatever you want. So we can start a good email, for example, is an email that makes you want to take action, of course. So let me pull up. High level has been sending me all of this stuff. Here's like this email from high level, right? We can see it. They're talking about their $500 million secret. We can see certain things are bold. They have links for us to click, right? This is a pretty long email. You can test your audience, but for the most part, I found that shorter emails work. And there's even studies like Neil Patel did studies that typically 99 words or less is good in some industries, but most industries it's like 100 to 250 words. I would bet this email is a little longer, but seeing as how we're talking about ChatGPT, let's find out. And they have a lot of links in here, but you can see this is a very salesy email, probably written by Frank Kern himself here. So let's say how many words. So the first thing I would encourage you to do if you're trying to figure out an email is I don't really reinvent the wheel. I dissect what's already working and then recreate it. So I look at good emails that are working, that are converting. I look at good videos that are working, that are converting. And like that 11-page prompt I built on the video is literally took a bunch of videos that were working, had ChatGPT analyze it, and then break it all down and then build it back up, right? So this is taking a very long time to figure out how many words we have here. All right. So it's going to figure out how many words we have here. And then we're going to say to write an email. Now, giving ChatGPT examples is a really great thing. But basically, when you tell ChatGPT to do something, you have to give it a task. Generate me a list of chicken recipes that children like, right? And give me 5 of them, right? So you have to give it a task, which is generate a list, right? Generate me 3 emails that I can use to sell Go High Level. Okay. And then you give it a context. Well, what is the context? Well, what is Go High Level? It needs to know what it is. So this email is 483 words, a little bit on the longer side, but under 500 words. So it still should be a decent performer. Anything under 500 words is decent. 250, 100 to 250 for most industries works well. Sometimes less than 100 works pretty good. It's number 2. And then 250 to 500 is number 3. So let's say to ChatGPT, this is what I do. So if I want to write an email, I start out by saying, write me 3 emails to sell a product called High Level, right? This is like a terrible prompt, but so it's writing an email to sell High Level. I don't know how much it knows about High Level. Again, this is sort of workshoppy. Usually I have like a specific premise where I'm like saying this is what you do. We're kind of exploring today. So, and also we had a lot of time talking about current strategies. So for those of you who are going to have to go, I appreciate that you're going to have to go. I'm going to stick around a little longer today to make sure that we actually get some learning in here. And then it looks like people are talking in chat. Shane has posted in the boot camp. So in Discord about creating some groups and some accountability partners and stuff. So I totally would recommend that you jump in there, explore that. But back to ChatGPT. So are you ready to elevate your business? I'm just going to read the email here. So this is a decent, just literally with that. This is more of a kind of an instruction type email. But if you look here, this is kind of like it tells the features, maybe some benefits of High Level. If we go back and we look at our email here where they're doing this 5-day challenge, this is very much more. They have thrown something right at the front, $500 million thing, but this is kind of like the hook. And this is for the first time ever. You get the psychological triggers of AI that practically sells itself, right? So we can see the sales language. You can see it demonstrated right now by clicking on the link. It's amazing. So we're trying to generate emotion. Emotion is the name of the game. If you want to sell things, I'm going to make the assumption that all of you want to do a email that sells stuff. If you want to do an email that is like a newsletter or just like informs people, ChatGPT is already really good at that. And so we can see here that this is a pretty emotional, salesy thing. You can sell it and keep 100% of your profit. It doesn't cost anything, right? These are very trigger words, very emotional. So we need to make our ChatGPT game a little bit better here. So let's move this out of the way here. So I'm going to tell it, first of all, I'm going to give it context of like who it is, like a persona. So you tell ChatGPT what, like who you are, what are you doing? Let's say you are a pitch man like Frank Kern. Your job is to create emails that sell stuff. Now, all right. So we'll probably get a little bit more salesy thing while it's writing. What's your question, Bruce?
Hey, Brian. So I was kind of doing the same thing, and I've been beating it up, and I have some other services that I've had for a little bit that I've been kind of diving in a little bit about prompting, and I've been really eager. But I was having a conversation, and the conversation came about from something that you said, having a conversation with ChatGPT, and it just sparked something. So I asked ChatGPT, can I attach an email marketing campaign I received? Can you analyze it and then create a 20-day campaign? It said, yes, sure. And then they asked me something. He goes, well, what do I need to upload? I asked him, what do I need to upload? And then he gave me this whole breakdown of the summary. He said, provide all this. I said, well, if I upload a PDF, can you digest the campaign and provide me that summary? And I basically got to yes. So what I did was I took, and this also came about from a question I asked you about some of the Shopify campaigns. I said, okay, great. So I went through my email, pulled out a particular email campaign. There might have been a couple of them. Exported them into a text file, cleaned it all up, and then uploaded it. And then with what ChatGPT told me to provide, I asked ChatGPT to take that, and this is all in one conversation, right? And take what from this text file and provide me that summary. And it came out, the summary was awesome. And so then I took it took all these nuances, and then I went from there. I said, okay, provide me. Maybe it was too much of a. Maybe I was taking too much of it, but I asked, provide me 5 different email campaigns based upon what I just this conversation I was having, and it came up with 5 campaigns. And then I started going through and generating each day. And it's a conversation I've been continuously having. But what it came, and then I was asking, some of it was too long. I'm like, okay, let's shorten it down. So it's been a very interesting conversation with ChatGPT and what it's pulled out. And I've actually taken some of that information and actually used it as ideas into Shopify to create videos. Mm-hmm. So I haven't used it yet in terms of putting it into a campaign, but I have used it as an idea to create videos, and it's come up with some interesting, creative, reels, which I've been posting, and I've been trying to identify, what kind of remarks, what kind of lead generation it's creating. So it's been it came back to your original suggestion, was asking ChatGPT to ask you the question and then you feed it answer. So it's been coming down with me about how do I ask the question and how do I get that information fed into ChatGPT to convey what I'm trying to get to. And it doesn't happen the first time. But it's been an interesting conversation.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. It's true, because ChatGPT can go off 72,000 different directions, and it has no interest or bias in itself. It just wants to give you what you want.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So just from this email from before, like to your point, we gave it a tiny bit more information. It was kind of whatever here. It says it's a game changer. Our platform integrates advanced AI technology, but this is very boring, right? It just gave you a bunch of information. As soon as we told it, okay, all we literally do was we gave it a persona. What is its job? It's a pitch man. Its job is to sell stuff, right? Like Frank Kern. And now we had it write an email about high level. Now we get stuff like, imagine this. So first of all, it's future pacing them and talking them through what it might be like in the future. Then it says, like, here's the scoop, it's not just this, it's a nuclear option. So it's using very emotional type language now all of a sudden, but wait, there's more. Yeah, I went there. Right. So exactly. So it sounds kind of like Frank Kern, right? And so now we've got we're getting into the right space, right? So to your question, let's just say, okay, this is great. Let's keep moving forward, right? What are at least 3 things I can provide you to help craft an email that will be even better at selling, like Frank Kern does, right? So now it's going to start asking us questions. Let's see what we get. Okay, so it's giving us some information. That's great. Here's something that helps me a lot with ChatGPT. I asked it what it needed, like you were just saying, Bruce, which is important, and it just gave me information. Now I'm going to say, but that sometimes that doesn't really help me to actually create something, right? So the way I like to do it that works for me, again, this is not by any means the only way. This is all just how I do stuff. So you guys can extract, and if it works for you, adopt it. If it doesn't, don't. But great, but can you please make these into questions and ask me a question for each element? I don't worry about spelling here. So I can provide you the info. All right. Because when it asks me a question, it seems to work better for my brain. Okay, so now it wants us to share specific details about the benefits and standout features of High Level and what makes it unique compared to other platforms, and how does it improve customers' business operations and sales process. Okay, so who is the primary target audience? And I like to make it ask me each question one at a time. All right, can you share some specific details and benefits about standout features of High Level? What makes it unique compared to other platforms, and how does it improve customers' business processes? So, I typically just go to the sales page. Oh, that's probably not going to be the sales page. It's probably going to be their squeeze page. And grab like some of their stuff off of it. I'm just going to give it an example here. Second question. What's the primary audience for High Level? Business people and people that want to earn money. How would you describe the tone and personality of a brand's voice? Here is an email. Can you please analyze it and match the brand voice and tone, right? So I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm literally just going to copy the email from them and let it analyze it. So ChatGPT can figure this out on its own, because frankly, it does an amazing job of that, and I don't need to. So it's telling us the brand voice is inspirational and motivational. Remember, emails that get people to take action are about emotion. It's confident, which is important. It's exclusive, supportive, and the tone is conversational and friendly, but urgent, but not pushy, which is really just a really great. I bet if we took a bunch of Frank Kern stuff and said, "Hey, analyze it," we're going to get all this sort of stuff back. All right,
Yeah, I
so
did
now
the
it's going
same thing, Brian, just to let you know, I did the same thing just like this too, to create image themes and video themes for Shinify.
Awesome. Yeah, same concept. Me a email to sell High Level. All right, so now we've inside a thread. Remember, I don't know if these are called threads. I don't even know what these are called. But over here, so we have all these different stuff. Inside this, ChatGPT has memory about what you're talking about. So we kind of just, the more we feed it, the more it is in this rut. All right, so this email is way better than we started off with. Ever wondered how the top 1% of digital marketers effortlessly, see how this is, no work, first of all, everybody loves effortless, skyrocket, great success, their sales, and keep their clients not just satisfied, but raving. So everybody wants raving clients, right? So It's not just hard work, it's working smart. Great, which is true, but also a great saying that everybody knows. And now it's your turn. So you get to do it just like everybody else does. Obviously, you want to do it. Because if you're probably reading this, you're probably not where you want to be, right? Do you want more customers? Who doesn't want more customers? Looking to keep your clients longer, ready to scale. So now we're making progress with getting in. So we still haven't provided a lot of context of what we're selling, but it's already, I don't know, it must have pulled this out of something we have or off the website, right? Don't miss out. This is your moment, right? So we can see that it's kind of now utilizing this Frank Kern style of email to kind of go after this. So now we have to say, so we could ask it more questions, but I think it kind of has the style. So now we need to provide it some more context. So I would say now, like, all right, so the context is a five-day AI challenge that High Level is putting on. Here is some info, right? And so now I would just paste in a bunch of emails, right? This isn't really a prompt yet. We're just kind of exploring the understanding. So now I could paste in like the same email we did and then just say, you write me a new email based on this. And so now we'll see what we get back. But the concept here is this is kind of some exploratory stuff. And now we're getting an email back that talks about generating a $500 million sales in just one year, introducing the 5-day AI challenge, what's in store for you. And so the really cool thing, if you're doing an affiliate product, if you're doing your own product, you kind of have to make it up. If you're going to sell High Level, if you're going to do an affiliate offer of any company, they may provide you swipe files so you can utilize those emails, which are probably tested emails, to have ChatGPT do this kind of like to get the tone, the feel, the information, all of that. So feed it that and have it analyze it and then make the emails for you, or you could just use the ones that they provide, but I like to do my own. Or if not, then they're probably going to give you at least some information about whatever it is that you're promoting, or you can get it from their website, right? So here we have, so this is your moment. So this is a decent thing. But what if we wanted to, thanks, Gus. Appreciate you staying with us today. We'll see you and anybody else that has to go. You can grab the replay or we'll see you on Thursday or whenever you can get back. Okay, so basically, if I wanted to do a prompt, so first of all, we kind of talked a little bit about analyzing it here. You can also attach stuff. So Bruce said about uploading a PDF. We can click the little paperclip here, and we can go in and we can attach things, documents, PDFs. We can just ask it what kind of file formats we can attach. Oh, no, hang on. No. Which is exactly what you said, Bruce. But here we can see, we can throw out text files. Images are probably not going to be really used. PDF files, Python notebooks. And then if you had, there's probably more. If you put a particular one, you can say, hey, can I throw this in here? So we can upload any resources that an affiliate company provides us, let it analyze it, and then we can start to dive into really where we want to go, because maybe you want to build a sequence and you want to have that sequence kind of start out more informational and then progress through 7 days. And as we get to day 7, you want to have it be a whole lot more salesy, right? Because maybe you're doing a challenge, right? So affiliate companies that do challenges and they give away bonuses sometimes. So you might want to do that, or you may just want to build a sequence that just does that as you warm people up, right? So I'm going to dive into a little bit more of like creating an actual prompt. I see a chat has been going a lot. I know Sean has been answering some questions here in chat. A lot of chat going on about the group, which is great. Everybody connecting, which is awesome. But if you guys could give me a 1 in chat, does the concept of like asking ChatGPT to get more information, giving it stuff to analyze, does this kind of concept make sense? Or give me a 1 if this kind of makes sense. Give me a 2 if this is like more complicated than, I don't know, if maybe we're going backwards here. Cool, lots of 1s. Very powerful, says Eric. Agreed, right? The limitations of ChatGPT is only your limitation on how to ask good questions, which they call prompts. Or well, give it good prompts, maybe not ask questions. So let's start to build something here and just build everything in Notepad. If I wanted to do something that's repeatable, right? Because this is great, but I don't really want to go through this process for everything, right? So let's say this isn't right or wrong. I just like to do this for my own sake because I get really lengthy with prompts. And then examples, right? So I just put stuff like this so ChatGPT knows what in the world. This is probably really more for me. So you can ignore that if you don't like it, right? So let's have it ask us questions, right? So first of all, question 1. All right, so let's give it some persona. You are Frank Kern, a sales pitchman. Writes emails to help me sell products. Right. Okay. So we have kind of the persona. Maybe there's a better way to say it. I wrote something down here. I just wanted to make sure that I got it right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's just do that for now. We can. The cool thing is I do iterations, so you can do it, see what you get, and then you can adjust it. Right. So series of questions. If you don't spell
Hey,
stuff right,
Ryan?
again, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I've come across a couple of things that, they were really, really cheap, but they were like, these whole prompting generators and a bunch of, 1,000 different prompts and stuff like that. And I've seen a couple,
Right, sure.
I've actually, they're like some of, they're selling for like cheap for like $9 or $20
Yeah. There's
or
lots of
something
that.
like that. There's a lot of great prompts in there that I've been actually using very, very well. There's other services, but I'm just trying to, I've been digging around to find stuff that works, that I can extract like a couple of nuggets that will help me along the way. And it's a lot of information, and I'm not going to be able to digest it all. But how can I, push myself down that direction instead of going down a rabbit hole? I'm like, okay, can I learn something from someone else? And that's one of the things
Oh,
I've
for
been
sure.
doing. It's been helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there are some that are paid. There's a mountain load of stuff that's free. I mean, like if you want to get into prompting, there's countless videos on YouTube, obviously, but then there's entire websites devoted to just prompts and prompt engineering. There's courses you can take. There's but I'm again in favor of not reinventing the wheel. So, right, Bruce, if you want to invest $9 and get some prompts, even if you don't use the exact prompt, maybe you take it and you slightly edit it for sure. I mean, I'm always for shortening the process. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I would. I mean, if it's $10 million, well, I got to figure it out because I don't have $10 million to spend on prompts. But if it's like $10, that's worth my time. You know what I mean? So for sure, I would encourage you to. I'm not telling everybody to go buy a bunch of stuff, but if that's your thing, then it's definitely there. Jack, do you have a question here while I'm just typing?
No, I got a comment relative to Bruce's comment. I signed up for
Fire
Kindle
away.
Unlimited. I signed up for Kindle Unlimited, which means you get a lot of books listed for, available for free. It costs for Kindle Unlimited, obviously, but there's a whole bunch of ChatGPT books that when you're in Kindle Unlimited, you can read any one of them. There's another option to find prompt sources or seeds.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you have Kindle, there's yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit here. And we're only getting started because what? ChatGPT is a year and a half old. Like, I don't know. Somebody tell me if they've had an experience. Because I haven't really gone and asked. I'm curious. I think if you went on a college campus and asked, I think the answer would be yes. If you go in high schools or colleges, most people know because they're students, right? It's a very student resource. They probably know what ChatGPT is, whether or not they've used it or use it extensively. They probably all touched it. But if you go from somebody who's 25 to say 75 and you just go start talking to people, I would venture to guess that your average person doesn't know what Gemini or ChatGPT is. They know the word AI. They may not even be able to tell you what it means, but I would love to I think I'm going to go through the mall or like someplace and just ask people one of these days. But how was your experience, Jack? Do you know most people know what ChatGPT is or no that you've run into?
I've been telling people about it.
Okay.
I volunteer here at the zoo, and one of the things I ended up doing is opening a zoo training session, telling jokes to while people are coming in. And I use
Okay.
ChatGPT as a source for dad jokes on a variety of subjects to use in that
Nice.
material. Um,
Nice.
I've also talked to other people. There's a lady I introduced to it who's using ChatGPT to create weekly menus for their meals. Something I never thought of, but she basically what she said is she tells it what she's got in her cupboards and refrigerator and says, put together meal plans
Oh,
for
yeah.
the week. Which is another way to use it, not so much to make money, but it's a useful function. I'm looking for ways to use it to make money. And of course, I think we're up to a zillion videos on YouTube about how to make money with AI. I haven't watched them all, but I'm working my way through.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're right about a zillion. You're right on, Jack. Richard says he's taught ChatGPT to a number of groups and find that most small business people with an online presence know about it. Okay, that's cool, Richard. So, most small business with the people in online presence. So perhaps it is more prevalent in business groups. I did see a study that said in 2024 now is like a poll that how are you creating content, that only a small percentage of businesses that took that poll, so subjective, are still creating content exclusively with humans.
I would submit that people are aware of it, but don't really know how to take advantage of it.
Okay, I would agree with that. I would say that a lot of people have no idea how to take advantage of it, for sure. Yeah, Richard agrees. Carlos has posted a video about ChatGPT Max Edition. I haven't seen that, so that'd be interesting. I'm going to check that out. Carlos, that'd be interesting. So we can go way down the rabbit hole here, but anyways, jumping back into like something useful for emails here, because I know we don't want to stay here for the rest of the day. So I asked it, I'm trying to think through a prompting concept here, and my two use cases, I would love to hear some feedback here. When I write emails that are going to sell things, it's either a broadcast email, like a one-off email, or it's a sequence of emails. I can't think of really any other use case except for if I'm going to write a one-on-one email with a client, and in which case I just go in there and say, here's my goal. This is what I'm trying to do. How do you word it? But is that basically where you guys think that you would use an email? Jack, you asked about it, but is there any other use case where you guys would want to use a sales email besides sending a mass email to a bunch of people or like a sequence of 7 days? Does that sound about right, or are we off track here? Let's do a one, if that makes sense. Like we want to do broadcast emails, or maybe give me a 3 if you like. You don't even think you're going to use emails with ChatGPT.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, first of all, I want to be able to do a sequence of email, not only, when I'm capturing the person's email information, but also texting, right? So it's about crafting those brief texts, right? Text messages.
Like SMS text? Like,
Yes,
like a
yes,
cell phone
yes.
text?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's a really good point. We can put that all in one. All right, so I'm just going to work through building this here. You guys, I'm not going to talk a whole lot. Let's just build this and do it so we have some. So basically what I'm telling it to do right now is I said, you're a pitch man, ask me some questions, right? Just so that I can fill in the blank, because I feel like that's useful for generating different kinds of emails. So number one, do I want to write a one-off email, like a broadcast email, or do I want to write a series of emails? And I'm putting this in quotes because I want it to ask me this exact question. But then, and why that would be is so that if I hand this to someone else, like whether you guys use it, like if Jesse wants to jump in and use it, he knows what in the world I'm talking about. Or two, if I hand it to a VA or somebody down the road, they know what I'm talking about, right? So I've found ChatGPT obviously useful to hand off to people that they can do things. And when I give it really great context, it helps control to make sure that even if somebody that has very little experience uses it, like if I hand it to somebody who just doesn't really know what I want, they can still get the right output, right? And so then I'm going to tell it context. The purpose of the question is to understand if I want to write just one email or if I want to write a series of emails, right? So question two is then probably like ask me okay, so I want how many choices do you want for each email? It's me. Each email, like how many variants? And then I'm going to put this in here. If you don't know, put 3. Because 3 is a great thing. So the point here is to emails. All right. Bruce has posted an awful lot of stuff in chat for us here. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, so you guys, I would Bruce just posted some stuff. I would just save that off. That way you have it to here. Let's just do this. Oh, now I've clicked on
That was from one of the
Video.
prompts that I pulled from that we were doing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's talking about the product or service. It's giving a pain point, which is really great, some benefits.
And so
You're
that top
launching
one where it says
things.
take action, that's one prompt. And then we're launching one, that's a second prompt. That's a second one, and then there's a big one there where it says generating a sales email for potential customers that include, and then that's the third one.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So there's lots of, even if you don't use it exactly, you can kind of get ideas and concepts.
Well,
I
I think
say-
it's just trying to get that general idea. And what I've been doing
Yeah.
here is taking stuff like this and actually dropping it as an idea into trying to find the idea for a video. It's been a great way too.
Yeah. Well, that's really true too. It's not a wrong answer. As long as you can generate what you're after, then that's all that
Mhm.
matters because it's already got the concept here. And yeah, actually, so you just have to fill in all the stuff that's highlighted there. And you could even have it to ask you, it looks like a lot of it's maybe not. So do you just pop it in or do you make it ask you for all of that stuff? Like, do you change it all or do you just say, here's this,
I think
here's some general
right
info?
here, where if you go to the last one, it says insert recipient, insert your business name, so that you'd put in insert where it says insert. And I guess you could put a prompt for the inserts. Can you prompt me
Yeah,
for the
I think so.
inserts based upon this prompt? Actually, I'm gonna try that out.
Yes, he's like, what's your business name? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to go through and I don't know how to. Okay, I'm done. I don't know how to make it stop. Yeah, asking the questions. That's interesting. Um, so that's another way that you can do it. Just grab something that's already done. I've lost my. I usually go off on rabbit trails when I build this stuff. It's kind of boring because I go in my head. So let's just work on it. If I say I want a 7-day sequence of emails, oh, I choose 3 variants. All right, I'm going to need 5. Oh, that's fun. I had some notes here. I wanted to make sure I covered everything because I have a habit of not doing it and then having to go back and fix it. Okay. Here, let's just do this. I've got another prompt over here that's pretty much the same thing here. I want to pop it in here and we're just going to break it down rather than me retyping everything. But it's going to be a lot of, hopefully this makes sense. If I want to write an email, this is what I would do. Like I said, Frank Curran Pitchman, ask me a series of questions. I make it ask questions. So do I want to write a broadcast email or a one-off email? That's going to be the first one. Then I'm going to say how many choices for each email, how many variants, because you want to have a few choices. At least I like to. If you only want one, that's fine. Then I'm going to need to, I jumped back here and did 1.5 because basically I'm telling it, if I say I want sequence emails, sequence being like, 7 days worth, how many emails do you want to write? And so, for example, I would write 1 email a day for 7 days. And then I'm going to tell it to ask me that question. And if I give it context again, if I want to write a one-off email, then skip this question. Question 3 is, do you have any specific example emails? If so, provide me those now all at once. If not, say no. And then I tell it context. If I provide example emails, again, I think along the lines if I hand this off to somebody else too. If I provide example emails, use those. If I don't provide example emails, then analyze, then use some examples I'm going to provide later, and then also analyze them for grade level language and provide the emails in the same language. And then down here, I'm going to provide examples of actual emails. And this is just like what I just showed you. I literally copied these, probably the Frank Kern emails from High Level, and then a couple from Chaser in there. So I give it examples to use if I don't provide examples. And then do you want emails to be short, medium, or long? And this is just broken down based off of the word length. So you get a choice. What's my call to action? Do you want to click a link or reply to a phone number? Whatever. It at least once, if not 2 to 3 times in the email. All right. Question 6 is Bruce's. Please ask me, do you want to SMS text messages for this marketing campaign? Also, guys, I hate to do this, but give me a second. My kid's school is calling, and I just need to make sure that nobody's hurt. I'll be right back. Apologize.
Blocks that make up a good prompt so that you can use this formula.
All right, nobody's hurt.
To consistently generate high quality outputs.
I don't know
First,
why
it's
that's
critical
doing
to
that.
not only know.
Sorry, I think that played out on your guys' side. I don't know why. We were doing Bruce's, not that one. Snap, where to go? I got 83,000 text message windows open here. Create SMS with marketing campaign. Also, yes. All right. If I say yes, text message are 160 characters, right? I always forget if it's 140 or 160. I think it's 160. Messages as well that are no longer than 160 characters. Call to action is a link. Link. Select and question 2, I think is variance. Yeah. In question 2. All right. Anything else we want in there besides text messages?
Video scripts.
Sure, why not? Let's see what happens. Um, I'll be honest, I'll put video scripts in there. I have no idea if it's going to give us good video scripts based on an email concept, but we will give it a shot and see what happens.
Yeah, try
Here we
your 30
go.
to 50-second video script prompt.
No. Okay. All I did here was give it the brand voice and stuff that we got from Frank Kern. Also, we have to bear in mind that sometimes these things get stupid long and they might be too long, but question 7. Relevant. I realize this is not the most exciting thing, but thanks for sticking with me. Please ask me, do you want me to create a 30 to 60-second video script for this as well?
Have you noticed or heard anything about using different verbs as in create or provide or give me?
I mean, you want to use verbs. Generally speaking, that's like the first thing you want to start your prompt with if you're just writing a prompt. But as far as like whether or not one performs better than another, I haven't heard or seen, not that I've necessarily paid attention to it, but haven't seen that any one verb does better or worse than another. Personally, anyways. I think that's the question, anyways.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, it's kind of like the question of does saying please have any.
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen it. I'm not to say that like ChatGPT 5 might be completely different, or maybe they train ChatGPT 4 later on something, and we find over time that it does make a difference, but or maybe it makes a difference for Gemini, for example, because a lot of this stuff should work on Gemini too. Wait, where's this question too?
I did try your long prompt in Copilot on Edge, and it's apparently
Uh-huh.
got a character limit of 2,000 for the prompt.
Okay. Yeah, ChatGPT used to have a fairly shorter prompt limit, but it seems to have increased its limit on the whole. All right, let's put this thing in here and see what happens. Probably gonna blow up. You see, um, oh, okay, stop it, stop it. Ask me each question one at a time. And Pro. Yeah, I know I didn't spell it right, but all right, let's try again. This is my process. I punch up some stuff. I start to see what I get. If I don't like it, I stop it, edit it, and ask it again. All right, so now we get immediately, do you want to write one-off email or a broadcast? What am I doing, Jack? Am I going to write a sequence of emails or am I going to write one-off email?
Let's do a one of.
All right, one-off. All right, how many variants do you like to see? How many choices do you want to have to pick between, Jack? Is 3 good?
Oops. 3 is good. Sorry.
Cool. All right. I'm going to ask you all these questions. Do you have specific examples? Let's not provide specific examples. I'm just going to say no. We'll use everything that is included, see what happens.
You
What do you
didn't tell
think,
me there'd
Jack?
be
Do we
a
want to
test.
do? You're on test in front of the whole class, Jack. You got to get the right answers. What do you think, Zach? Do you like longer emails, medium or short?
Short.
Short it is. Short. All right. What do you think is a good call to action? I don't even know what you're selling, Jack, but what would be a call to action if you did it? Would you like to send them to a you want to get them on a phone call, you want to get them to reply to you, or you want to get them to like click a link?
Click a link.
Click a link. And should we do SMS? I'm going to say yes just for that because I know Bruce wants to see some SMS. And then do you want video scripts, Jack? Yeah, you want video scripts,
Yes.
right? Yes. All right, sweet. Now let's see what happens. All right, he's clicking away. I saw some like little idiosyncrasies on this. I'm gonna move this over here and edit them just because I'm a recovering perfectionist.
Nice.
All right. Well, there's some.
I got a Shinify question. What happens if you put in a video script like these that identify the scene as well as the text? Will that work?
I hate it when it outputs the scenes like this. I always tell my prompts, which is literally what I'm typing right now, to not do that. I don't know if I think it reads the word scene. I think it reads it as part of the script. If you do the actual script button, if you do the idea button, it probably will get the idea and figure it out. If you do the actual script button, it'll say scene, a series of quick cuts showing people from various walks of life looking, so it'll just read it word for word.
Okay. I did put in a feature request that when you use the idea section to allow us to put in a time range for the video length. If you put an idea in, the video tends to be between 1 minute 10 seconds to 1 minute 20 seconds, which is typically too long for a short.
Okay, cool. Just before they put in, I know the developers are still working on it. But like our lead developer worked like 88 hours the other week. And so he's trying to not kill himself. And I was like, dude, slow down. It's important, but slow down. So it might be a minute before they get to it. But the idea section I say should, it's worked for me. But it's an ever-changing tool, like we're growing it. So I don't know what changes they might make today that might affect it. But the idea section should, if you put it in there, Jax, you can say also make sure the video is less than 60 seconds. It should
Okay.
interpret that because basically what happens is it takes that idea, whatever you put in there, and it feeds it to ChatGPT. So I've gotten real specific in there and treated it like ChatGPT and said, do this, don't do this, use this tone, do that, and it works. So you could try that. I haven't tried it in a few weeks. The past several weeks I've just been doing like feed the script.
When you
Yeah,
take
fire
this
wipers.
video script and then put it in the idea instead of the script itself. I mean, if you put it in the idea, you're identifying certain things about the idea. I would have, again, assuming that it should interpret that as an idea. I think getting that issue.
Probably. I don't know what I did here.
No, I think getting that issue right there.
I think I'm shining into the wrong count here. Yeah. Yes.
That one didn't look like I had any credits.
Yeah, it's probably the test account. In theory, the answer to the question is yes, Bruce. It should work. Whether or not it does work, that's a different story.
Right.
We'll find out right now.
Uh,
So let's find it out here. Put it in here. Let's see. I don't
Oh, by
wanna
the
click
way,
on the theme.
there's 168 hours a week, so 88 hours is just about half-time work.
Okay.
Just
That's how
saying.
you get the. Okay. Okay.
I don't
Jackson
think you want to tell him
overachiever.
that.
No.
I don't think you want to tell your programmer that.
No, because he's married, and I'm sure his wife will be like, all right, you got to find a new job. I'll be back on here on Thursday. Be like, Jack, I need a new programmer. You got any leads? All right, so it's generating. We'll see what happens. I did tell it in the prompt not to include scenes or the words voiceover. Just give me the actual words of the script. All right. Let's see what happens there. Yes, I'm saving all these, Ty. Oh, snap. Let's actually do save that. Class prompt. Accident deleted. That'd be bad. So let's look at it. I didn't really look at it. So unlock your potential now. Ever wondered why some people just get it and find success? The secret's out and it's waiting for you. Don't miss on unlocking your full potential. Did we even answer what this was about?
No, we did not
You
give it a
didn't.
product. But these actually look pretty good.
Well, yeah, but it's just using the default product. I don't think. See, this is why we go back to iterations. Snap AI
But
system. How about?
I get
Go
thousands
ahead.
of emails just like that.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. Me, what the product? It's me. What product are you selling? Mission 9.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so all right, we're gonna take a survey every time we do this. All right, so anyways, it's basing it based off of our sample one. So you could click here and insert the link. So we got our link. We got 3 variants. It gave us subject lines, even though I didn't even ask for it. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, I mean these are decent text messages, I think. Ready to change your life, unlock your potential. Success is just a click away. Those seem good. Video scripts. It's not a very long video script. I think we would need more words. I think that's like a 15-second video, but yeah, so I mean, I think we're on the right track. Just the placeholders, your name, your link. Thank you for that. All right. So does anybody in here want to play games? I'm gonna run this again. If anybody has a specific product besides high level that they want to answer questions, shoot your hand up and we'll take the test here. Let's see what happens after we edit this a little. Any other feedback though? Anybody see anything here that we think that would be good to change that we don't like or we want to include or thoughts?
It looks like the SMS text ads, could be used as text ads. Breaking them up into 2 lines with a headline and comment. Or
I
you
don't
could
follow.
add another section. Well, if you're creating like a paid text ad, you got a headline and then you maybe got 2 other lines. What's in the SMS text message? It looks like you could break it up and make it a text ad.
Sure.
Or you could create a thing to say, give me 3 variants of text ads.
Yeah, so like great point. That's a really great point, right? So like if you take this prompt and you want to come here, Ty asked if we got the prompt right. So let's say Ty wants to come in here and do just like you said, Jack. Ty, you can come in here and do question 10. Please ask me. Create text-based advertisements
Yeah, and that would be a headline and a
Google
description.
Ads.
Yeah.
If I say yes, a headline. Keep these short, like an SMS text message length. Let's just say keep these short. There's probably character limits. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but this is where it gets interesting, because if you want to do ads, like Ty comes in here and does ads, then what you do is, Ty, you just go over and look and say, okay, these are my ad limitations. And so then I can come in here and put 160 characters.
Right.
Or if I need to say, create an image, like when I did the Facebook page prompt, Facebook has these, like, I don't know where the world, obviously they have a system, but it's like 315 pixels by something. It's not something standard, but you just tell it exactly that. And then you get your
Right.
own customized thing. All right, so let's save this. All right. Jack took the test last time. Anybody else want to take the test? Or shall we pick on Jack again? Nobody wants to take the test. All right, let's see what we get.
I'll take another one for the team.
Sweet. So we want to do a broadcast or a sequence of emails?
Let's still do a broadcast. Sequence
Okay.
probably take too long.
Probably will. Also, by the time it gets, if you did a 7-day broadcast of 3 variants, you're going to get 21 of everything.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to keep hitting, keep going. All right. How many choices we want for each email? 3 is
Let's
fine.
do 3.
Specific example
No.
emails. I'm going to go with no again. Remember, we're
Right.
using the emails in the prompt, but you could put in your own here. So like if you were selling a product, grab some great examples. What do you think about the link this time?
Short.
Short.
Um,
What about a call to action?
sign up today.
All right, but is it going to be a link or a phone
Oh,
call
a
or
link, a
reply to
link,
this email?
a link.
Okay. All right. We want SMS text. We'll just say yes to that. Oh, it's hitting yes before it's ready. Yes. Do videos. Oh, I need to tell it to make longer videos. What product are you selling? Or what product are we selling, Jack?
Lifetime
Be something you
Groove.
sell. Lifetime access to
To Groove.
Groove.
Dot
Is it Groove
CM.
Funnels or
No, it's
Groove-
groove.cm.
Groove.cm? All right. That's the product. And anything you want to tell us about that product? Any context of, because it doesn't maybe know what Groove.cm is.
Multifaceted marketing tools for every business. I made that up. It
All
sounds
right.
good.
It does sound good. Yes, let's create text-based advertisements. Why not? Let's see what happens. Now we've gotten into so many questions, it's summarizing it. I don't know why. What is interesting is sometimes it'll do stuff like this, like summarize it, but then the next time it won't.
Right.
All right. So unlock the power of your business with GrooveCM. Imagine a tool that transforms your marketing overnight. GrooveCM's a game changer. Get lifetime access today and start revolutionizing your business. Click here to start your journey towards success. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Yeah, so see, that's good. SMS, revolutionize your marketing with Groove. Lifetime access awaits. Click now and start winning, right? So you're going to give them an emotion here. They want to win. That's nice. Lifetime access, click to explore, get ahead today. I love it. Video scripts. Okay, we just have our scripts this time. Welcome to the futures. See, so for video scripts, we'd probably want to modify this a little bit because it's telling them to click now for the video. And
Right.
we'd probably want to say in the video as our call to action, I don't know, leave me a comment or whatever. We can adjust that. For the ads, we have headlines, descriptions. I mean, those look pretty good to me.
Can we see your screen?
Oh, can you not see it?
You know, I just see you talking.
Click on that screen and it should shift you to the small view.
Yeah, because I can see it.
You can change what you see in Zoom, Carlos. I've accidentally done that where I like zoom in really huge on Jack and all I see is like Jack's ocean and I can't see anything.
Oh, okay.
Did you get it?
No, I'm trying to look at see where to click on.
Go to the top right. There should be the top right corner. Put your cursor up there, and there should be a thing called views. If you
Oh, yeah.
click on views and click standards.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
We
All
know
right,
that we know
so-
that because we both done it.
Right. All right, so where are we at here? Video scripts. Oh, that's what we wanted. Oh. This is the wrong one. My bad. Oh my goodness. Class prompt. Here we go. So we said, what do you think, Jack, for a video call to action? Well, we really only have the choices of check the description, link in the description, put the website.
Link in a comment. Link in the first comment.
Link in
Oh,
the
you-
first comment.
give it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that and the website. What product are you selling? Because we all know how to do redirect domain. So do you want a 60-second video? Perfect. All right. All right. Further instructions. On to creating video scripts. If we choose to do that. One for the call to action. Let me just say,
Another call to action I use is scan the QR code.
how would they do that if they're watching on their phone though? Is that, do you put it, so you're saying if it's on a video, like a widescreen on a computer, then they can scan. That's a good idea too.
No,
That's
they're
a good
putting it in
idea.
TV commercial. They're putting it in TV commercials.
That's true. That's true. Now I've seen QR codes. They came for a while and they died off, but I've seen them come back in different areas. Things we want to say.
In Latin America, where I'm at, they're using it quite a bit in restaurants and stuff like that for the menus.
Yeah, I've seen
Here
that
it's-
some.
Here it's QR codes and what's up. That's it. So they
Okay.
run business.
There's a lot of places around the world that don't. I think people in the States at least probably aren't as fast adopting as other countries in some of those areas. I don't know. I don't even get to go to that many restaurants. I get
People are use WhatsApp quite a bit, especially down here. Like my father, one of the things I'm looking at doing is promoting my father-in-law's furniture business in the States. And that's another reason for really understanding this, but I'm trying to understand how can I boost his visibility with what's up and seeing how High Level has a what's up feature. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. How can I leverage that? So that's something on my to-do list.
yeah.
I think that outside the US, cell phone usage is much more prevalent because in the less developed countries, it's easier to install cell phone towers than it is
Yes,
phone lines.
you're absolutely correct. The United States and other countries were more during the World War II and stuff like that. They built this huge infrastructure. A lot of the bigger countries, but these second and third world countries, they use cell phones. It's all cell phone towers because it's much cheaper. So you'll see even driving around here in Latin America, in Colombia, there's these towns that are just very, very poor. I mean, dirt everywhere, but people have cell phones. and they're smartphones. So everybody will have a smartphone, and they have cheap like cheap smartphones down here that people are using. So, but everything's on WhatsApp, so they're marketing their business. My sister-in-law is marketing the business on WhatsApp. You can buy and see the whole catalog on WhatsApp. So it's interesting.
That is interesting. I like it though.
Hmm.
I gave it a question to ask for the domain name and then told it for the video scripts that we want to include it for a, to be in the first link, like Jack said, and then also to put it in the video. So the idea here is it would say, for our video script, welcome to the future, blah, 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 blah. In order to get lifetime access, go to Jack's amazing groovefunneloffer.com. And that's a terrible domain name, but so it would say that in the video script. And then it would say also the links in the first thing. We probably won't get that exactly right. We'd have to do a couple of iterations on that more than likely. But this is the concept, right? So this is how I build stuff. This is one way that I build stuff. It kind of depends on what I'm after, but as I go along, especially if I'm going to hand this off to somebody else, now I have something that I can hand to an assistant or, hand to whatever, right? And so and for me, right? So I'm not going to pretend to always be alert, right? Sometimes I have to work. If I can't sleep, I'll work in the middle of the night. And if I'm half asleep, right, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to schedule tomorrow's email, right? I've recorded YouTube videos like 4 o'clock in the morning because I can't sleep, right? So might as well get something done. And this is really great because it's like I set up prompting for myself. The other cool thing is when I come back in 6 months, I'm not even going to know. This is the thought process. We're all kind of in the concept and the flow now. I'm not going to know what in the world necessarily it takes to make a good email or what I was even talking about 6 months from now. So I build a framework for myself to, remind myself, to make it easy on myself, right? Because so that I can literally do this half asleep and still get like my desired outcome. So anyway, so this is the prompt. Does this kind of, again, not the only way there's tons of ways. Bruce posted some stuff in here. We've been on here for 2 hours, so I thank you guys for staying with us. But does this kind of make sense here? Has this been helpful? Any other thoughts from anybody else on something they think they would want to add or do differently, or fire away here, and then I'm going to let everybody go because we stayed here forever.
I think it has been useful because we've seen the process, and the process will obviously be different depending on the product we're doing. But fundamentally, this layout that you've got, other than filling in a few blanks for different products and stuff, seems to be workable for just about anything.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that it makes sense.
Also, one of the problems I'm having in Shinify, I've got a ticket on this, is the captions don't properly get the domain names. One of my suggestions was maybe if we put the domain name in quotes in the script, except that may not work. It needs some delimiter, I guess, to say this is something that you don't modify in the caption. Because it does a couple of things, and it's not necessarily consistent. If the domain does not have real words, it doesn't know what to do with it. It makes up something. Sometimes it'll take a domain that's made up of words and it'll put it in the captions with a space between the words. When that happens, I go to Canva to cover over Canva or InVideo to cover over the wrong domain with the correct domain.
So that is there may be something that can be done. I'm not the developer, so I don't claim to know, but that's a fundamental flaw of AI. What happens is the process is, which doesn't maybe think that you may not think this would be the process, but so you feed it the script, it actually takes the script, generates the audio for the script, then
Right.
takes the audio and listens to the audio to get the captions. AI fundamentally is flawed at pronouncing certain things, including domain names, when you generate audio from text. And so when it pronounces it somewhat wrong, then it sometimes doesn't capture that correctly. So basically, in order to do it, they would have to try to get a heuristic to reference the original script and then see if the domain name and the caption matches the original script, which, theoretically could be possible.
Right.
But I don't know if that would sometimes what seems logical might involve like destroying everything they've built and starting over because of the way the
Right.
classes work. So I have no idea. I'll let the devs handle that. That's why it doesn't work. You can definitely go to Canva. Sometimes what I do in that case, what I do in that case is I turn off captions, which actually saves a tiny bit of credit anyways, and then bring the video into CapCut, let CapCut generate again, whatever you want to do, like Canva's not wrong. I just throw it in CapCut, let it generate the captions, and then you have the ability to edit the captions right there, and then you can change it to what you want, is another option.
I haven't tried that cycle yet.
Yeah, it's just I see your hand, Carlos. If I was going to show you real quick, if CapCut gets done testing my environment, it probably sees that I have Zoom running and 100 other things. Maybe we'll come back to that. Oh, here we go. Let's just give me 20 seconds, Carlos, and then I will pop over to you. So if I take a video, see if I can find one. I have no idea what this video is of. Okay, here's a good AI video. Here's the fat cat videos in there too. All right, if I go to text, I don't know if this video has. So this video already has it, but let's pretend that there's no words there. Just ignore those for a minute. If I go to text and auto captions and click create, it's going to create its own captions for us. So pretend I turned it off in Shineify, brought the video in without captions, and voila, now we have our captions here in like the red. If we go over it, we can see it's kind of here. It's really small. I'm going to move it up so we can see it. I'm going to change it to this sort of like there's all these different templates. I'm going to pick like this yellow on black one, for example, and then I'm going to make it like bigger, right? So now as I go through here, this one obviously is the one Shineify created. So we have Shineify created this one, and then we created this one with CapCut. So this top one here is what matters. We're paying attention to. And oh snap, I thought I had my as we go through here now, if I have a website, let's find one. Let's pretend there's a website right here. I don't know, there probably is a website in, there's got to be. Scary Toolbots, right? So scarybottools.com, right? So I can click on this and I can now edit this. I also even like to play with it and make it capitalize each word, scarybottools.com, right? And so now I have the option to do that and edit it myself. I can also play with the sizing. I can make it so it fits and it doesn't wrap things. You can even then do, start to add stickers and arrows and all kinds of wonderful stuff. But that is another option. Personally, that's what we do when we make our videos. So I don't make all the videos, but like Shauna's awesome. She makes some videos and other people on the team make videos. So we bring them into CapCut if the words are wrong and then just edit them in here. And then we just go to export and you're done. So whatever works, that's just another option. Carlos, here, let me get out of this. I also dropped the link for all of this that we built today in chat, and we'll put it in the members area as well, but it's in chat and shared right now if anybody wants the prompt we built today so they can play with it. Carlos, what you got?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's in the form of the two questions that I have, quick questions. The first one is, I know how to do it in CapCut. Because when I go and make a videos on Shineify, it doesn't come out with that script like y'all have the script, which is really good. I like that script. It comes out the plain form, thin letters and stuff like that. I was wondering, number one, the first question is, how do I get it to do the captions like y'all do in what do you call it, in Shineify, even though it would cost me credit, but it might save me time, I don't know if that
So
makes
you
sense.
want to know how to turn them on in Shineify?
No, yeah, well, I know how to turn the captions on, but I can't, the captions are coming out plain, like you showed us in CapCut where it's a thin letters, where the script looking letters that y'all have in Shopify are have a a distinct look to it, like when you showed me on the
Yeah,
two, the one on the
yeah,
bottom
yeah.
escape from Shopify. How do I do that in Shopify? Because when I make a video and I import the script, whatever the script into a video form, it'll come out plain text. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong to make it come out like y'all have it. I
That
don't
is
know,
a
maybe
great question.
unless there's something in there. I didn't see something that would show different scripts on that. Just the voices and stuff.
Great question. I don't know the answer, but I will find out, Carlos, because
Oh,
I just jumped into my Shopify and I'm looking, and I think it's doing the same thing for me. Shauna, do you know the answer to that question? Is there a way to change the captions in Shopify? I don't know the answer, Carlos, but I will find out and tell you
yeah.
on Thursday.
Okay, that's good.
That's a great question.
The second question is when I import the videos, I mean, when I get the videos to come out and I replay it, to test it out, it's
Mhm.
like y'all have for the audio, y'all have two tracks. One track is the voice. The second track is the mysterious sound in the background, with Shopify like, ooh, like that, And I
Okay,
don't
sure.
know how to get that track to come out. I know there's something on the internet where I could go to like something like 11 Labs, but it's something that you'll split. If you have an MP4 video, you can put it in there and it'll split it up into different tracks. But I don't know if Shopify probably won't do that. But I don't know how to get that on there also, in Shopify because it
We
just the audio voice.
Yeah, we add that after the fact in CapCut. So
Oh,
Shauna has like that sound effect. I don't know where we got it from, but it could be, I'm sure you could just
yeah.
go to get
Oh, yeah.
royalty-free stuff. So we
Yeah.
just
No,
overlaid over top of it.
yeah. In CapCut, I'll just search for it and that'd be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do. Honestly, so Shinify is one of those things where it's a tool always being developed and built. And like I said, we're going full steam, but um, functional tends to, I don't know. So there's a lot of stuff on the development list, and adding your own sounds may come at some point. But right now, we actually do our own sounds and then captions if we have to edit them in CapCut.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I just want to know how y'all do it now. I know. So that's good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right.
Remember my head.
James says he thinks you have to get a pro account for CapCut captions. Possibly. I don't.
I know on some of them I had to go to a pro account. The captions.
Yeah, some things you do have to do a pro account, but my account on this computer is not pro that I'm logged into, and it lets me do captions. But I had somebody else said the same thing. I'm not sure. Maybe I have an old version that still lets me if you update it, doesn't it? Oh, just mean all the options. Yeah, yeah. So there are some other options you can do in CapCut if you get a pro account. It's like $10 a month or $9 a month, I think. I'm not sure. $7 a month. I don't. It may be worth it for you. It may not be worth it for you. I've had it and not had it, and it's up to you. All right. So I've kept you guys on here for a really long time today. I appreciate your patience, all of you, as we work through this and participation and letting us know. If there's any final questions, go ahead and raise your hand. Otherwise, we're going to jump off of here, as I know all y'all probably have other things you need to do. I can't hear you, Carlos.
Is there a free giveaway this week or next week?
Yes, this week on Thursday we're doing it. Again, we still didn't have very many people entered. So, like Shauna just said, jump over to Discord, jump over to Facebook, post that I kept you on here for 2 hours today, but maybe it was useful. Post what you thought, post your thoughts, post up your own, if you edit your own ChatGPT prompts, post those. Maybe some thoughts about what you're doing, progress, a screenshot of, you got 12 clicks to something. I don't know. You made your first dollar, whatever. Post up so we can give you a giveaway on Thursday. Jack posted the CapCut prices, and yeah, so definitely post up in the Facebook group or Discord. And if you guys are, I'm trying to find the links here so I can put it in here. Also, you know, if you want to jump in together and get accountability partners and all that sort of stuff, I would encourage you to do that too. I would encourage you to do it sooner than later, because life has a tendency to get away from people, and the sooner you get it done, the better. Oh, and then also Shauna has put the link for the private access for Shinify. Again, everything's not for sale publicly, so if you, I'm not trying to sell Shinify because it doesn't it's not our focus right now, but if you want to get it, it'll be good for at least a week. It might be good until the end of the boot camp, but please don't share that link for the $99 private access publicly, because it's private for you guys only. If you're in the replay, you can get in there as well, but just again, please don't share it publicly. So I would appreciate that. All right. Ty has a question real quick before we go. What's up, Ty?
Oh, I had a question related to the CapCut Pro thing, and if you could maybe just say some benefits of it or whatever, because I always hear like CapCut's free, and I like Shinify because I didn't have to do anything, but I did notice that it helped save on the credits when I did the captions and all of that stuff in CapCut. So I was just wondering if there is any benefit to getting the pro part for CapCut. That's all.
So you can try it out. I think that might even have a free thing for a few days, but here's my thoughts on it. And you can take this or leave it or whatever. So here's like a sample video. There's whatever in here. When you go to certain things, it'll say, so see right here where it says this one's only available in Pro. So if I want this effect, I can't get it unless I have a Pro account. This question might be echoing. If I bring this effect in here, now it kind of like does this sort of number right here. And if you like that, and that's cool, that's great. When I had Pro for like a year, right? I used almost nothing ever from Pro except for a couple of stickers. I don't remember what the stickers were, but it's not even letting me load any stickers. There was a couple of stickers or a couple of things where I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I used it all the time. I think it was when I did a text effect that had the ability to make it like on fire on top of it. I thought it was cool. I don't think it increased my video conversion. I don't think it helped me with anything functionally, but you know, if you like it, then by all means go for it. Like here's this jumping arrow. You get some extra effects. I don't know if that really answers the question or not, Ty. So it's kind of like a personal preference
My
thing.
thing is I didn't want to have to do anything. That's why I like Shinify, because
Sure.
I don't want to have to learn that. I want to get to the point where I'm outsourcing even, the little credits that I save from Shinify and putting it in the CapCut and doing the captions there. So yeah, video editing is nothing I ever want to learn.
Yeah, so
I
I
was just
mean,
curious about CapCut Pro. That's all, because some of the sounds, and I would like to have some different sounds and music for the videos, other than what Shinify already has. So that's all.
yeah, there's some sound effects that's Pro too. Excuse my hiccups here. But don't forget too, you can always just like probably go for, I would say like royal. I don't know what the right word is. Free sound effects, right? There's probably a giant repository of royalty-free sound effects. And with I haven't seen the AI tools that make it sound effects. I think 11 Labs actually came out with it. Or they're coming out with it where you can say make a dog barking, right? Or make a mysterious spooky sound, and it'll like generate the sound. There probably is ones. I haven't really looked. I don't get too big into sound effects. But you can always just go for that too, and then just drag it and drop it.
Okay, I hadn't thought of that. Thank you. There's AI that makes music now too, so that might be a thing. Who knows?
Yeah. So I just wanted to make me lunch, but we're not there yet. Bruce, what you got?
Hey, quick question, Ryan, can we dive into Shopify a little bit about how to really leverage the different themes? Or maybe looking at doing a little customization of these themes to change things up a little bit. I've been trying to play with the image themes and the video themes, trying to see what's available. But it just seems to be kind of producing the exact same thing. And I'm wondering if we could kind of dive into that, because it seems like I've seen different things being generated. I'm like, well, how do I get that? For instance, there was someone posted something with regard to Hawaiian. That was awesome, that video. But I mean, it was all the Hawaiian stuff like that. How do you prompt Shopify for that kind of a theme, right? Maybe just some kind of directions on what you need to prompt the Shopify in order to achieve the outcome.
Yeah. So I've not tried anything Hawaiian like that. Mostly I just put like literally here, I'll show you.
Yeah, I've been just grabbing the themes and stuff like that and kind of mixing it up, but it'd be nice to kind of have a better overview of what it can do.
So the stuff that's kind of preset in there is just kind of is what it is. But if you do custom, then like here's just kind of like an example, but just write something in here. And so I'm not sure, there's probably a point where less is more, but you could also just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, listen, I want a Hawaiian themed. There's not a whole lot of depth here. Basically, it's just whatever you provide it. So I want a Hawaiian theme. I'm spelling it wrong again. Hawaiian theme with the ocean and mountains or volcanoes. Right? Again, terrible spelling. As I mash the keys. That's all I do. And then if it doesn't come out right, then I kind of go back a little bit. But again, here's the thing. So these images are built by ChatGPT. So if it's not quite right, if we want it, it's literally, Shopify is effectively going over here and saying, give me an Hawaiian image with volcanoes and the ocean, right? So it's literally like, obviously it's better than that, but it's literally asking ChatGPT to create an image, and then it's just going just like we saw in CapCut. So what I would do is, if you have a theme, like we made the script today about the sales thing, you could say for the video script, I want it to be this sort of theme, right? And so the script is going to be themed around that, like, I don't know, Hawaii, whatever the Hawaiian theme script is, right? And so then you say, all right, now, if I wanted to provide a prompt to an AI tool to get a video created with this sort of theme, can you give me a prompt that I would give to another AI? I have ChatGPT write prompts for all kinds of stuff. So like the flow chart, I've built flow charts. The flow chart have is AI. I go to ChatGPT and say, this is the kind of flow chart I want. This is the kind of concepts that I'm after. Can you give me a prompt that I can put into this flowchart maker? And then I'll just copy and paste it and I get a great flowchart. If that makes sense. Now this is a stupid long prompt, so I have no idea what this is going to work, but like in the interest of
Curiosity.
right, why not? Let's just paste it in here. I just push buttons and see what happens.
Just what you're doing right now, that's kind of what I've been doing, right? What would be nice is, like, I've come up with a theme, and so if I create a theme, I'm saving it. I'm using OneNote to kind of keep notes about what I'm doing. But it would be nice if I made a custom theme, to be able to save that theme so I can come back to it later.
So you say, yeah. right now, you would just have to copy it out of here and just keep it
That's
in
what I've been
like
doing.
OneNote or
That's what I've
whatever.
been doing.
Yeah.
I've been doing the same thing.
Um,
Like I'll create an idea and I'll throw the idea in, and it will create a script, and I'll go into customization and capture that script and throw it back into the script to create something else. But I'll copy that script and I'll put it into OneNote where I'm keeping kind of a general idea about how I'm developing my thoughts and developing my videos and stuff like that. And but yeah, I'm just trying to, push the envelope, but also push it towards maybe some ideas that I'm coming across and how to generate stuff.
yeah. I hear you. Duly noted. Yeah, that would be nice if we could save it. So perhaps as we move on here, we can do that. But yeah, you're doing the right thing for now. I don't know. This says in 4 hours. I hope it's not going to take 4 hours to make, but we're going to go ahead. You guys have been troopers today. I appreciate all of you sticking with us because I know by this
Thanks,
point
Ryan.
there's a few brains that have started to gel out. But I'll save this video if you remind me next on Thursday, Bruce. We'll go in there and look, and maybe if I experiment in the meantime, I'll give you some feedback too. But we'll play it, see what happens. All right. Thank you, everybody, for staying with us today. I appreciate all of you showing up, hanging out. Anybody watching the replay, I know this was a long replay. Hopefully it was helpful. And that prompt will be in the members area as well. And don't forget, for those of you who are live or watching the replay between now and Thursday, to go ahead and host up in one of the groups so that we can give away some coaching calls, private calls here on Thursday. All right. Thank you, everybody. And until Thursday, take care.